Hi everyone, today I just want to do a video which is a review of our Teagle Tomahawk straw bedding machine. The model is an 8100 and we had it new last year, which it was 2023, and it's a sort of 2023 built machine, and probably one of the last ones that they built, because they've now moved. This model would now be an 8200, but we weren't worried about having the older model. Our intention was with it that we would only use it for bedding anyway, only put straw through it. Our intention has never been to put silage through it. So we're sort of part way through this winter. It's December now, and well, right between Christmas and New Year. And yeah, I just wanted to talk you through it, really what we're sort of pleased about, what sort of think could be better, and yeah, how it's gone so far, really. So that's what we're going to do. I'll get some footage of it actually working, and you can see what you think. You're probably wondering why I've just blown a bale of straw here in the yard. This is where we feed the cattle. They come out to have their cereal, and the reason we've done this is because there was a bit of a mess here and a bit of slurry on the yard, so just sort of blown some straw on it now, and that'll soak up the slurry, and then I'll scoop it all up and it'll go out as farmyard manure then. So yeah, so this is straw after it's been through the straw chopper. So you know, see, it doesn't really chop it up that much. It's more of a shredder really than anything. So yeah, because we don't want the straw chopped too finely, but obviously if it's brittle straw, it does smash it up more, and the higher the PTO speed, the more it smashes it up. But that isn't smashed up hardly at all, really. It's not too bad, is it? It's obviously been smashed up going through the baler and the combine before that. So yeah, this is a bale of wheat straw, but yeah, that's good. So previously, before we had the straw chopper, we would bed the sheds like every other day, but they weren't as clean. Although we were only doing it every other day, we were using more straw than we are now. So I do tend to do them every day, most of the cattle, but we don't use as much straw. So, and the reason for doing that is it's just easy to do, and it just works better. Like I say, the cattle stay clean, and you see the cattle here now. These are out here in the yard, just had their cereal, but you know, they're clean, which you know, it's nice to see them clean and not be all filthy. And at the end of the day, we're making farmyard manure, so you know, it's got value, it's not all wasted. And yeah, right, so here is the machine. It's a bit dirty, but inside it's empty at the moment. So the paint is still on the bed, and I think the paint still would be on the bed, but we put some big square bales through it last year, and they were harder to put through. I think the round bales definitely feed way better through it than square bales, and you get a much more even and consistent feed as it spreads the bales. And you know, that suits us because we've only got round bales. So obviously we bought in big square bales last year, so the round bales are all baled by our own baler, and although some of that straw was purchased in, you know, loose behind the combine, which you would have seen in earlier videos. Yeah, so the good things, or we'll start with the bad things really. It's not too much that I would say is wrong with it. When we first had it, we had to modify the stand because it was too low on this tractor and it would touch the floor, which wasn't ideal. So the tractor hasn't got a huge amount of ground clearance, but yeah, so we had to modify that a little bit. Otherwise, it's not too much really to criticise. It comes with a standard PTO shaft with no wide angle. We spec'd it with a wide angle PTO because we thought it'd be much easier, and you know, if you were sort of working on an angle, it gave you that sort of option and capability to do that. So we thought that was a good idea, and we did look at a McHale because a local dealer had a McHale, and that came standard with a wide angle PTO. It also came standard with road lights. The Teagle doesn't have road lights as standard. I'm not sure if they've changed that on their new model, but on this model it didn't have them. It doesn't matter to us. That's what we thought. We bought it because it's not been on the road. The last time it went on the road was when it actually came here new from the dealer's yard, so we don't need to go on the road. The control box is good on the side, that's excellent, and I think most have got that now. Probably one of the biggest downsides is you have to undo this guard. It's only one M10 stud, so 17mm spanner, and that folds out, and I think there's a couple of grease points in there, and you also have to take off this front guard here because there's a grease point in there. But that's probably the downside, well, one of the downsides. It's not so easy for maintenance, but I know on the newer model, the 8200, they have piped those grease points so they come outside the guards, so that's an improvement, and like I say, I know they have rectified that. But that ram there is too long. They did sort of say that at the time when we bought it, because we went down to the factory and they gave us a factory tour at the time, which was nice, and that will allow that chute to come down and catch there on that side chute, which that side chute there is basically for setting up to put silage bales in. Yeah, so that pops up there and that chute comes out like there, and then the silage goes down. But like I say, we don't use it for that. Right, so that's the only bad things I can see about it, really. It's been excellent so far. Nothing's gone wrong with it. We've, like I say, put round bales through it, which, as I said just now, I prefer. It's running on this tractor. We've not used it on any other tractor. It's on the Massey Ferguson 4220, and it runs it fine. Starting it is probably the hardest thing, but once it's running, it's absolutely no problem at all. Somebody said to me when we bought it, oh, that tractor won't run it, it'll block up, but it hasn't blocked once. And yeah, no, absolutely no problems at all. It feeds nicely, no blockages, and that's good. Something that is nice is that it's a fairly complex machine, but it's all mechanical and moving parts. The only bit really is the control box is electronic and all the controls, but that's all been faultless, and it is a sort of a pleasure these days to actually have a machine that you can sort of rely on, and it hasn't had any problems from new, because, well, I know the tractors are more complicated and there's a lot more electronics, but the tractors seem to be a nightmare. I don't matter what brand they are, but it's not had any issue at all. Something I really like is the fact it's got like a Bluetooth control, and so what that means is it links to the tractor completely wirelessly. The only thing, this wire here does have to be plugged into the control box, but that's just to get power to the machine. So but the actual link of controlling it is done through Bluetooth. So all you've got is a 3-pin plug to plug in the back of the machine, so it makes it easier to unhitch. And so we do use this tractor for other jobs, like it'll be fertilizer spreading in the spring, and it does all the spraying, so we mill the grain with it as well. So yeah, so it's just 2 pipes and PTO shaft, and it's off the tractor, and just unplug that electric cable, and it does make it a lot easier to use. Yeah, so maintenance wise it is easy, apart from those grease points I said about behind the guards. And as I say, that you sort of see it's worn in there now, it's shined, all the paint's worn off, but we do have some stones go through it occasionally. We did buy straw last year that had been merged with a merger, and the stones in that were awful, but we needed to buy straw, so it was sort of had to put out with it. We did spread some of those bales out by hand, just so we didn't have to put the stones through this one. We get the occasional stone go through it now with the round bales, but it's nothing like as bad, just the odd 1 or 2. But yeah, it's been a good machine, and it's nice to be able to buy something British, and it's nice to be able to buy something locally built. And apart from things like the PTO shaft, obviously I think the gearbox they don't make themselves, obviously the wheels they don't make themselves, and I think they buy the axles in, but mostly it's built here in Cornwall, which is nice. I think even the control box is made in Cornwall, so it's good. They're a good British firm, and it was nice to be able to buy a British built machine, which is good. Just felt the right thing to do to buy a Teagle, and like I say, we're not buying something that's inferior, buying a good machine. So it came from local Massey Ferguson dealer as well. But yeah, so I'll get a bit more footage of it working, but all in all it's been an excellent machine, and I haven't compared it to anything else, because we didn't try anything else, and did sort of quite a lot of research on forums and stuff about machines, and sort of the general consensus was that Teagle, McHale and Kuhn were very good. There are some other brands as well. People quite like Lucas, but I got a feeling Teagle is still the leading manufacturer of these machines, and it was Teagle who came up with the idea, I think, in the first place anyway. But no, it's good. Like I say, we would have another one tomorrow, and we definitely wouldn't be without it now. It's made life so much easier. Obviously it's cost money, but yeah, it should last a long time. Like I say, we're not putting any silage through it, so that's probably the biggest thing to harm it, I would say, or wear it out quicker. But these round bales going through it, you know, they're sort of 180, 200 kilos, so they aren't like excessive. There's not crazy weight on the bed or anything like that. But no, it should last a long time, I hope. We don't sort of intend changing it for a long time, but if you keep it maintained, I'm sure it'll be fine. And like I say, it's an excellent machine, and I would have another Teagle tomorrow. I wouldn't bother with anything else, I don't think. I'm just pleased with it, and I'm sure all the other machines are really good machines and they've got their plus points, but you know, for us this has been excellent and we are well pleased with it. Right, hope you've enjoyed that little video. Just wanted to sort of show you it and talk about it, and tell you what we think of it, and yeah, and it's all good really. Like I say, nothing bad. Right, please remember to subscribe to the channel and like the videos, and I'll be back with another video soon.